Receive your instruction. The trunk is a little high right here. I'm gonna go right here on the bell button, okay? I want you to have a good, clean, professional fight. Touch them up. Let's go at the bell.
Where they were still impressive, where I think their stock went up in both cases. Shackleford last time out going 6 rounds with the 7-0 Jonas Sylvan. Gordy Russ, we mentioned his performance in Phoenix against Junaid Boston. And Al, sometimes you do see that. Even in losing efforts, you learn something about fighters.
Absolutely, and if it's possible to have a crossroads fight this early in a career when they're at this level, this is kind of what this is. A really good local dust-up of two fighters who really want to win. And Shackleford going to town here early.
Shackleford has told us over the last year or so, he really prides himself on his ability to pressure fighters. He likes to be able to walk guys down, and you're seeing just all-out pressure from Mighty Joe here in the opening round.
Yeah, you're right. He's very confident in the way he attacks. You know, he didn't waste no time. He's sticking to Russ like glue. He's imposing his will. He's pushing him back, and he's having a good round so far. Working behind a good jab. I saw some good body shots by Shackleford.
Nice
good overhand
right
right, yeah.
Wow. Good right hand from Shackleford here early.
He's trying to take Russ's heart early on.
When you looked at this fight on the paper, you said, you know what, this could be really intriguing, and it is.
Yeah, this is just a flat-out slugfest here in the early going.
Oh,
nice right hand. That one might have wobbled Shackleford momentarily, but he's coming right back.
Yeah, I think it did, you know, but he's making it hard. He's giving Russ no room to breathe. He's not giving him any space. He needs to continue with that pressure.
Well, the way this fight is going here early is made more interesting by the fact that this is a swing bout. These guys were kind of supposed to be perpetually ready here tonight. Yep. They didn't know when they were walking. And typically in that situation, you see a little bit of a slower start. Instead, we have Russ and Shackleford just going at it here in the opening 2 minutes.
Well, I think that was Shackleford's mentality from the get-go. You know, that's his game plan. To start off the bat, and he's doing a great job of doing it in this first round. I guarantee you, Russ didn't expect that. No. He didn't expect for Shackleford to jump on him that quick. I mean, he cut the distance very fast, you know, with the jab. Just has confidence in himself. See, every time he backs up and he gives Russ room, he gets hit. So he needs to stay on him, keep that distance short. Nice short uppercuts up the middle that keeps landing. He's got to be in great shape to keep that kind of momentum going, and he is in that kind of shape because we've seen him in the past. He's nonstop action. Let's see if Russ could take that heat.
Closing moments of what has been an entertaining opening round between Gordy Russ and Josiah Shackleford. Round 2 underway. You saw the all-star cast in the corner of Gordy Russ. Jonathan Banks, former trainer, of heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko. Tony Harrison, former world champion, a man who Gordy Russ refers to as his big brother. A lot of terrific guidance in the corner of Gordy Russ, but he's got a motivated Josiah Shackleford right on his chest again, the same place he was to begin the fight.
Honestly, I think Shackleford, seeing the kind of fighter's corner he has in his team, Russ, you know, is motivating him to try to stay on him and beat him. At the end of the day, Russ needs to listen to his corner, and so far it doesn't look like he's doing what they want him to do, because there goes Shackleford coming forward. He can't afford to give him space. Every time he gives him room, you see Russ be successful with a nice 1-2 down the middle. So he's got to crowd him, he's got to smother him, take some of that power away.
Russ is trying to come forward here in this round, as you point out, landing some good shots, but Shackleford's not giving way.
Nice right hand there from Shackleford, and another one now backing up Gordy Russ. We've got an all-Detroit banger brewing right here as Gordy Russ comes back with a monstrous uppercut, and Shackleford comes over the top of the right hand. Russ just trying to find some space to operate, but he's finding himself getting rocked with right hands instead.
When we saw Shackleford on our series, and we commented at the time, he will throw as many right hands as he possibly can, and he is landing them.
Russ is in trouble right now as he wobbles against the ropes. The right hands just keep on coming from Mighty Joe.
Shackleford just keeps closing that distance. Every time Russ backs up, he's making the mistake of standing up too tall, and he gets hit by 1-2 by Shackleford. Look at Shackleford bumping him off. He's a smart fighter. He knows what he's doing in there.
The problem for Russ is when he lands big power punches that should push Shackleford off of him, it doesn't.
Russ misses over the top with one big right hand, and Shackleford comes back with a flurry while he walks right into a beautiful uppercut from Gordy Russ, who might have Shackleford hurt.
Well, the crowd really is getting into it. This is what they pay to see. Action fights.
Round 3 underway in what, Al, I think you correctly described as kind of an early career crossroads bout between two Detroit rivals who have been going at it here, Gordy Russ and Josiah Shackleford. Both men have been hurt. Both men seemingly have landed their best shot. We still have plenty of time to go. Hard right hand on the top from Shackleford. Shackleford's corner telling him he's hurt, he's hurt. They feel that Shackleford might have an opportunity here, but we've seen this before.
He's got to be careful, Shackleford, when he attacks. You don't want to get caught with that uppercut by Russ. Russ is trying to time him. Russ is looking for openings. But I'm telling you, that momentum and that pressure that Shackleford has is making it hard for Russ.
You know, Russ is probably the technically more proficient fighter, even though Shackleford is not without skill. But Shackleford's will, indomitable will, and that ridiculous right hand has just been too much for him.
Yeah, the volume of Shackleford has been there. And we saw about 20 seconds ago, Shackleford was just flurrying to the body as Gordy Russ was talking to referee Ansel Stewart. Shackleford has just been dogged in his pressure and his focus.
So Russ needs to do. He needs to use his speed, use his jab, control the distance, turn him around. He's standing too much in front of Shackleford. That's why he's getting punished. And he shouldn't go toe-to-toe with Shackleford, because Shackleford gets the best out of him the whole time he goes toe-to-toe.
There's that uppercut that turned things around for Russ in the last round. He landed it and then brought a sweeping right hand behind it. But it's the right hand from Shackleford again that rocks Russ back against the ropes.
Man, back and forth action, but it's still Shackleford getting the best out of Russ.
Well, Shackleford's motor is amazing, and the question will be whether he can do this over 6 rounds. Now, as you point out, we saw him in a previous fight do that. So, if he can, he might have his way in this match.
I think it can Russ keep up with that momentum, with that pace?
Exactly.
Oh, he just got
another right hand from Shackleford. 2, 3 of them. 10 seconds remaining in this round. As Josiah Shackleford is having the fight of his life here tonight. It's a Detroit rivalry, but we have one guy in Josiah Shackleford. Yes, a Detroit Golden Gloves champion. He started boxing at the age of 27. He's taking on a guy in Gordy Russ with Detroit boxing royalty cornering him here tonight. What Shackleford is doing is clearly not what was expected.
Now, you knew he was going to be in this fight, but for him to be controlling it like this is really surprising. And, you know, Russ has 6 knockouts in his 6 wins. He's going to need that power now to turn this fight around.
Man, it looks like Shackleford is going for the finish. He's busier now. Throwing punches and bunches. There's no slowing down on Shackleford. He's got to tuck that chin in. Sometimes he tends to get a little bit excited and wild with his shots.
Russ's big opportunity, and he almost landed one before, and there it is that uppercut. But boy, he's getting raked over the coals again with those right hands.
Nice body shot there from Russ. You'd have to think he's going to need something big to turn the tide here.
Well, so far, he can't hurt Shackleford. He can't stop his momentum, his pressure.
In a fighter like Shackleford, you have to back him up at some point, and Russ has had a hard time doing that.
Or be a really good boxer where you're giving him angles and attacking from different sides and not standing in front of him like he does. Look, he's giving Shackleford everything he needs and he wants, and Shackleford is taking advantage of it. He's keeping him in the corner right there, good body shots. And he's trying to go toe-to-toe with Shackleford. Turn him, move to the right, move to the left, turn him in circles. There you go, he kind of turned him there a little bit more. Move to the left, move to the right. He's tired, bro. I think Russ is tired.
Huge right hand again there from Shackleford as Russ is trying to find those uppercuts on the inside.
Shackleford coming with the angles now.
And you know, it's not as if Russ isn't producing offense. It's just not quite enough.
Russ trying to find a little bit of bounce in his step. Again, trying to find room to operate. But then when he does get to the inside and work those uppercuts, there's a nice left hook from Russ and a right hand from him as well.
But Shackleford comes right back.
Closing moments of round 4, a better one for Gordy Russ, but still big moments for Josiah Shackleford. So 2 to go in what has been a fantastic fight between Gordy Russ and Josiah Shackleford. As Shackleford comes right out firing that right hand.
Nice jab, too, by Shackleford.
Doesn't it feel like we've had more than 4 rounds in this fight? We're in the 5th round, and it feels like it could be the 8th.
I mean, in the first 2 rounds alone, we saw momentum shifts. We saw both men hurt.
Oh,
big right hand again there from Shackleford. Both men missed just barely with their right hands just prior to that.
I like that Shackleford throws his combinations, whether he's going to the bottom or on top, and then he finishes with the jab. Watch that double jab at the end to set up his right hand.
Zip that it had in round 2.
I don't think it does. I think he's worn down. I think he looks tired. I think Shackleford is breaking him. Shackleford might have taken his heart away already. He's trying, but too slow. And you see Shackleford is a smarter fighter now.
All of what we've seen of Josiah Shackleford several times is just indomitable will. He just wants to impose his will on you. And it's not without technique. He's got a really good jab. The overhand right is great. So there's a lot to recommend him. And Russ, who's a very good fighter, is just finding it hard.
See how he touches it with the jab? He pushes Russ with the jab to set up his right hand and his combinations. That's that jab again. Overhand right. I mean, he's doing what he has to do. He's taking care of business.
And Russ has had some better moments in this round, but they have been few and far between.
I think to your point, Al, obviously, you know, we're seeing Shackleford do some good things technically. We're seeing the head movement, obviously the right hand. But I think what we're seeing is Shackleford besting a man with persistence and with fitness.
Exactly.
And more power on his shots, too, than Russ.
Nice pull counter right hand from Shackleford. That'll be sixth and final round here between Gordy Russ and Josiah Shackleford. And guys, when I spoke to Gordy Russ before his fight against Junaid Boston in December to get kind of his outlook on boxing, he said, I look for knockouts, nothing else. That's what matters to me. He might need one here in the sixth and final round.
And he is getting raked over the coals by Shackleford.
He's not getting knocked out himself, Corey. Man, I love the way he threw those fast, explosive combinations. Talking about Shackleford, then landed that big, powerful right hand. There it goes again.
Trade right hands as Gordy Russ is going to need something big. You'd have to think here in the sixth and final round.
Well, as you aptly pointed out, he wants knockouts. Every win he's had has been by knockouts, Russ. And yes, he might need it.
Shackleford just missing with that right hand again. Shackleford's corner reminding him, just keep jabbing. And I think because of the concussive nature of these right hands, Al, we maybe haven't talked about the Shackleford jab enough because it has been just percussive all night long.
You are reading my mind. Since the first time we saw him on Big Fights USA Boxing, Big Time USA Boxing, we have seen the evolution of his jab be better, and man, it is good tonight.
Splitting the guard of Gordy Russ again. And there were times earlier in this fight too, Raul, where it seemed like Russ was trying to do that. He's trying to parry the jab, trying to just block the jab with this power hand, and Shackleford is just breaking through again and again.
Yes, that pressure, the Shackleford's pressure. He's stronger. He's got a better jab, and also that mental pressure. Russ is warned when he's trying to do something here, trying to pull out something out of his pocket at this last minute, but Shackleford still coming forward, banging the body all over Russ. Has him on the ropes.
Final 30 seconds of this contest.
Like, man, how do I get Shackleford off of me?
And this fight, we don't know how it's going to be judged, but if Shackleford needed a round to cement a win, he's done it here in this round.
Another right hand rocks Russ back. See
Russ
blood coming from the mouth of Gordy Russ. What a fight!
All the way to the end.
To the ring. After 6 rounds of super welterweight Detroit boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Delgado, Judge Gross, and Judge Santino, all 3 are in agreement and score this matchup 59-55. Your winner by unanimous decision, Josiah Mighty Joe Shackleford.
An incredible moment for Mighty Joe, Josiah Shackleford.